Today we're speaking with Christianto Widjaja, and we're going to talk about supply chain solutions and optimization. So, Christianto, can you first provide us with a background of yourself?
Yeah, I've been in the supply chain industry for 16 years. I originally part of the Manhattan Associate Professional Service, and then as I was part of the five initial team of LogFire Cloud WMS, which just being acquired by Oracle a couple months back, and eventually I myself with my two partners decided to come up with a supply chain company that helped providing the latest technology for automation within the warehouse itself. And here we go. We have a supply chain optimization solution that have been used for e-commerce industry now.
So can you talk about warehouse automation for e-commerce?
Yeah, so with Amazon came to this e-commerce industry, it has changed the behavior or the trend of a supply chain industry. I think Amazon set up a new level of how to provide e-commerce service to their client or end users. They came out with a 2-day shipping, which everybody trying to beat right now. They also came out with robotics, all sort of optimization within their supply chains end to end. For example, the Kiva robotics. Also, all these transportation enterprise solutions that they have to manage this complex supply chain transportation. So, looking into the latest technology that have been around in the 21st century, I and my two partners thought that we can actually provide a e-commerce fulfillment optimization quite cheap. The latest technology provide a very cost-effective hardware, for example, with a very powerful machine in it. So that's when we start thinking, okay, with the 2-day shipping, there's a need to actually fulfill the order within the same day. And looking at the trend of optimization within the warehouse, the cost-effective technology that definitely can be used by any type of e-commerce warehouses, either tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, is actually Light Solutions. That's when we see that this can be the cost-effective automation that can be implemented in a very short time with a very fast return of investment. So we came up with the Light Solution. It is not a new idea. It has been there quite a while, but we created a new product that is mobile in such a way that it can be powered by battery, and it's available on cart, where it can be repositioned or reallocate anywhere in the warehouses. We utilize the latest technology to allow complex intelligence with a very quick development time. And as far as the infrastructure cost itself is very low, because our app is actually working on mobile hardware, such as Android with Android operating system or with iOS. So the whole concept of the light sortation that we came up with is actually to expedite the order packing sortation. with the e-commerce that has a very high volume, there is a need to batch pick these multi-line orders. And then with our light sortation, such as put wall or put wall on cart, these items will be sort into back into its individual orders, and then eventually will be packed and shipped. So with this light sortation, we basically took the statistic. It increased the productivity by 49%, and it increased the packing accuracy by 99.9%, which I think is a great statistic. And the fact that it can be implemented within 6 weeks, it definitely provide quickest and fast, the quickest return of investment, and it's actually very cost effective. There are other options for this optimization, for example, using a conveyor system, maybe utilizing robotics. However, the cost and the length of implementation is not as good as the light sortation. The cost is probably a fraction of conveyor system or robotics implementation, and the implementation time itself, it's definitely can be done in only 6 weeks compared to probably 6 months or even a year.
Can you talk about how this is done effectively in practice?
Yeah, at one point, one of our client, which is children clothing apparel. I don't know if you know Carter's Oscos. They came to us and then trying to find out if we could help them, increasing their throughput by 50,000 units a day, specifically during the peak, to handle the additional spike up of volume that they do have. So we come in and we basically discuss with them about the effectiveness of batch picking, and eventually utilizing our put wall to sort the item into these orders. We came up with with a very a slim solution for them, a put wall with a button and with a light that's also working as a button, utilizing a Bluetooth scanner that connected to a mobile device, which was an iPod, actually, an iPod and an iPad, that basically cost them much less compared to a regular RF guns. So so we came up with around 8 walls. 4 of them is actually permanent walls, and the other 4 is actually mobile walls. And then we basically solved that problem. We produce 50,000 more units for them during the peak season.
And do you have any final recommendations regarding supply chain solutions and optimization?
From what I've seen, the trend has been focusing on intelligence and automation. There are from the automation point of view, I just described about a light sortation solution. However, there's also a good trend of what is called warehouse execution system, which provide automation on the top of a WMS, warehouse management system, a labor management system, as well as mechanical handling. We provide a decade of experience in implementing this warehouse execution system. It is we are working currently with one of our clients, collaborating and creating a warehouse execution system that will automate their warehouse day-to-day executions with a very limited interaction with WMS, LMS, in such a way that operational team can focus specifically what matters the most to them, which is how to flow the amount of work in such a balanced manner with their resources as well as its resource throughput to eventually complete the goal of the day, without having to perform a lot of Excel spreadsheet statistic in order to figure out the best way to run the warehouse. So this is another cost-effective solution that can be implemented by any type of warehouses, specifically in e-commerce, to also help them to be more effective in their labor and work management.
For sharing today, Christianto.
Yeah, thank you.